opening the door for everyone that day, but I didn't make any more money.
My parents, after they went to college, they opened a local coffee shop in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And because of how poor they were, they weren't able to have a babysitter. So I was born and raised in the cafe. Well, my parents told me when I was first, I was sitting in business meetings with them. And then from then on, like I would spend all my weekends and days after school bagging candies, learning how to grind coffee. I like knew what a latte was at like 6 years old. When I turned 7, I started to work there part-time. And that's when I really started to learn the value of $1.
I had another friend named Chelsea who also lived in the same apartments. I love living in apartments because you have so many friends. We had another neighbor, his name was Brody, and his grandma had an orange tree in her house. And he would just always come back with all these oranges and give it to me and Chelsea. So me and Chelsea started making orange juice. Learning that I can't set up a stand because I don't have a business permit, we decided to sell the orange juice door to door to all our neighbors, but we didn't have cups because we only got free oranges. And so we would cut the oranges in half and depulp them and then use the orange peel as a cup. And we'd knock on our neighbor's door and be like, we're selling orange juice, do you want some? And they would drink it out of the orange peel. And then when they were done, we'd collect the money from them. And then we'd also be like, we need to take that peel back because we would reuse it and make our next neighbors who bought drink out of it. And yeah, you know, we were just young, sustainable entrepreneurs.
I started a neighborhood newsletter where I would interview all of my neighborhood residents. I was really shy as a kid, but this pushed me to go outside of my comfort zone. And I would go around my neighborhood interviewing my different neighbors who are like 50 and 60 years old, like what their favorite color was, what their favorite food was. And from then I would compile this little neighborhood newsletter and take it to local businesses and get advertisements. And it would be like $5 a month. And that money would allow me to go to the movie theaters. I spent my formative years as a ballroom dancer. My Chinese aunt would take me to China where I would like train in the summers. I don't know if you know, but like ballroom dancers are expensive. In the US, they range between from like $700 to $1,000. But in China, we could get them made for like $150. I was like 13. I would go to the local tailors. We would design them together, bring them back. I did all the branding. It was called Ruche, which means bee in French because my last name is Bee. And I made like my own website. I learned how to promote it at competitions. I would go out and find like ballroom dancers who we would sponsor. And then in college, I started a clothing line called Elan with 4 of my friends. And it was from there when I kind of discovered my interest in fashion because I would photograph, I would make the videos with them. And then that's when I kind of decided I wanted to ditch my econ degree and I wanted to like fully pursue the creative industry, which led me to where I am now.
In middle school, I started just buying things at the grocery store when they were on sale and then selling them to my classmates at full price. I did that for like a couple years. When I got to high school, I actually started a real company with a couple of my classmates, a chocolate dipped snack company where we would like cater to like different companies or clubs and just like sell little gift bags of like various snacks dipped in chocolate. When I got to college, I thought I was really interested in the food industry, so I ended up working at like a lot of restaurants throughout college. Then I had an idea of doing wholesale of like soap bases on Amazon because at that time like melt and pour soap was like becoming a big thing. Didn't really work out, but then after a couple other years, me and my other friend, we tried to start like a watch company online where we would just sell these like timeless designs of like watches. After that, I decided to work on Outcast with my friend James.
Me and my sister, when we were in like high school, I think we were probably like 16, we wanted to start a online thrift shop and we started on Depop and then that didn't last too long, but we tried our best. And then after that, I started dog walking. I was like, I love animals, but I know that they are way too much. And so I was like, I'm just gonna live vicariously through everyone else's pets. And then I started camming after that. Yeah, I feel like I've never had a job where my boss was a man where I didn't get sexually harassed. Yeah, I've never been in that position. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, I might as well get paid for it. I was on like YouTube and I don't know, I think I saw like an interview of this dominatrix talking about what she does and I was like, that honestly sounds high-key really fun. I want to get into it, I want to see what it's about. And so I kind of like, at first I actually went on Craigslist, but I feel like people were just being sus on there. So I was like, I'd rather just go to a dungeon rather than doing my own thing. And then I was on Yelp and I was looking for a dungeon. I don't know why I looked on Yelp, but I found one place actually and I called and I was like, are you guys hiring? And they're like, yes, actually we are. And so I like went in and then we talked, and then I got hired, and so I did that for a little bit, which was cute. Now I'm a dancer. When me and my sister started a online thrift shop, it was cute for a second. I don't know, we just kind of both weren't focused.
I don't call any of them failures. I think they never took off the way I wanted them to. With every one, I've learned so much, and I think that's like the kind of experience and background I brought to Outcast, which is the agency that me and Lisa started. I kind of knew in the back of my mind that I didn't want to take any of those things to the next level. I was just using it as a stepping stone to gain personal experience for myself.
I was just shopping with my mom at Kohl's, and I saw these very grunge looking Vera Wang studded tote bags. I didn't know any designers. I don't know anything about fashion, but Vera Wang seemed like a very recognizable name, and I was shocked that they were selling it at Kohl's. So I swore to my mom that I needed to buy 4 or 5 of these bags and that I could resell them on eBay and make so much money off of it. This must have been like June, and I was like, this will be my Christmas gift and my birthday gift. Like confident I was gonna make money off of it. So she bought it for me, and then I could never sell them. So I just had 4 or 5 of the same Vera Wang studded bags in my house. They weren't functional, so I didn't like using them either. That was the first worst sales I've ever done. In junior high, I had a friend who was a sneakerhead, and he would order all these fake like Nike SBs from China. Since I was a sneakerhead, so having friends who like sneakers, especially at my church, I resented being at church, so I don't think I really cared about people I was going to church with, which is horrible to say. I helped my friend sell fake sneakers to my church sneakerhead friends. They did a legit check. It came back the sneaker was fake. I don't know, I probably just try to play it off, but I knew that they were fake.
I personally just really want to create something of my own, but I think another big part of it is just having financial freedom and like the ability to do something that you really want to do and not have to worry about money.
I guess I just like have no choice. Honestly, I feel like I did grow up poor, and then I feel like at a certain point I had to fend for myself. So I was like either I'm gonna make money or...
I think for me, I just felt really alone as a child, which is probably why I was hanging out with all these people and doing all these things. But yeah, I felt really alone, and maybe my inner child still feels lonely at a lot of times. So I just try my best to tell stories in case it makes anyone else feel a little bit seen or a little bit heard, and makes them feel like, oh wow, someone else has gone through this, because maybe my experiences aren't that popular or aren't that visible, and so I just want to be able to give that visibility to someone else.
They're always very supportive and just like very like keen to hear how things are going, and I just like share that with them.
So I'm really lucky because my parents, they're both first-generation Chinese immigrants. They were both really supportive because they also started their own business, while a lot of their family told them they wouldn't be successful because it's a coffee shop. And a lot of my parents' other siblings started a restaurant. If you compare a $2 latte to like a $10 dish, my grandparents obviously saw more profitability at a restaurant. Funny enough, my parents' business ended up becoming the most successful, so they pushed me a lot to do my own thing. They told me, if you're good at it, you will make money. So I always had support from my inner circle, but like my aunts, my uncles, and my cousins, a lot of them doubted my path, and they would always tell me to be more rational, go get a different degree or look for another job.
My family's definitely not happy with me being a sex worker, but it don't matter because they don't really help me with anything. And the friends that I have now are very supportive of everything I do. My sister definitely supports everything I do. It doesn't matter what I do. She'll be like, yes, you're amazing. And then my best friend, Sunny, she supports me with everything, and she motivates me to always be like a better version of myself.
My parents have always been really distracted with working and surviving, so I was very much a latchkey kid who can run around and do anything they wanted, and I think that definitely carried over into my adulthood. I have like a really good supporter in myself, which is probably not the answer people want to hear, but yeah, I think I've always had faith in myself, in my curiosities, in whatever endeavor I wanted to pursue. And even if I didn't have a strong community who made films or who told stories, who wrote poems, I would just be honest with myself that that's something I wanted to do. And by exploring what I want to do, I would meet all these really great people, and then we would share mutual interests, and then that would help me with my progression and also feel more encouraged to do something. But I think that like the one person that has always had faith in me and really believed in me would be me.
The first thing would be find someone to try these new things with. You don't necessarily have to like go into the business with them, but it's always helpful to have a partner to like discuss these things with, or you can like join communities of other people who are also like starting their own thing, because I think it's just really great to build that like community of support, to just like throw ideas around and like just like not feel completely alone in it. And then I think secondly is to just not be afraid to try things on your own at all, because what I've learned from doing it is that no one really knows what they're doing. And like, I think a lot of times people hold back because they feel like they need to learn everything before they start something, or like get all the details straight and make sure everything makes sense. But honestly, you just learn a lot on the way. And a lot of the times, like even if it fails or you learn something new, you can always pivot to something else. And like the key is to just like try it and get started.
I think you have to be open-minded and aware that it's easier to succeed when you're with a community. It's easier when you have the support of your friends, family, and even strangers that come and back you up. And then from the same time, you also have to be ready to support them. It's like a two-way street. It's mutual.
I would say try not to make everything so personal, because honestly, the men that I encounter are so foul and say the craziest things, and I feel like if you get out of your headspace and kind of see it as like you're just acting, you're an actress almost, and you're playing a role, you're not being who you actually are, then it's kind of easier to do that. But I feel like if you're being your true authentic self, I feel like they don't deserve to know that part of you, honestly. So it's way better to just like fake it.
I would tell them to do it. And to be very gentle with their growth, especially if it's art. My friend Brian told me that a lot of creatives have this taste, like this inkling of what they like inside of themselves, and the first few times they create things, their taste is far more superior than what they're actually able to make. But because in their head they saw like this idealized version and what they made didn't match it, a lot of people are discouraged from creating. But if you keep practicing, then like soon you'll match it and you'll surpass it. But it's like having really high standards for yourself isn't a bad thing. And it's like, if anything, that should be something that keeps you motivated to keep going. But I can see like in the beginning, before I released any work, I have so many projects that I shelved because I was just like, it's not matching the bar I set for myself. So I would just tell people to be very gentle with their growth and just have faith in themselves that they'll get there one day. Hi, I'm Joyce Keokham. I'm the director.
Hi, I'm Bethany. I'm helping out.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm the cinematographer.
Hi, I'm Joyce Chang, and I am the producer. If you really enjoyed this video and the other videos that Eastside Stories creates, feel free to donate at our website or check out our Instagram. Everything is in the description, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Yay. Woo!